Hello and welcome to Portent Kast. I'm Lila, your dungeon keeper and host. The Portent Kast is a queer and female, non-binary actual play show, and we'll be playing TTRPGs of all sorts, and you're tuning into episode 3 of A Parlous Voyage, our second campaign. You can keep updated with the podcast and everything we do, TTRPGs, by following us over on Twitter. And you can also watch episode clips on both TikTok and YouTube Shorts. If you want to keep updated with episodes of the Portent Kast, go ahead and hit that subscription button below. But without further ado, let's introduce the cast.
Hello, I'm Kristen, and I play sexy pretty boy Vernon, also known as Barky.
Hi, I'm Star, and I play Mariana, aka the Banshee.
Hi, I'm Carolee, and I play Talara.
Hello, I am Ezra, and I play Ether.
Hi, I'm Lindsay, and I play Fire Mommy Serafina.
Alrighty, let's sail into this week's episode of A Parlous Voyage. Last week, we got to delve into the first bit of the journey towards the Shawheller Trench. The crew of the Sabre had 2 weeks in between the Silvermoon Wharf and the trench, so they gambled, drank, sparred, gossiped, and began to learn how to sail as a crew. You guys made quick work of getting to know one another, learning of your origins and abilities, but this rather easy trip turned slightly sour when a large and dangerous storm formed on day 13. The storm battered the waves against the ship, the entire crew trying to keep the sails and rigging from flying off, but Talara was worried about something she saw in the water. We pick up as the storm has died down and Captain Torp has ordered some of the crew to go and get some rest so that some of you were rested should the storm act up again. Talara, you stand alone in the barracks, scared of what you just saw, worried that Mariana didn't seem to believe you. Why were your eyes that color? What was the thing in the water? Was it really there? These questions racing through your mind as you feel a soft hand on your arm. Your touch is comforting as you look down to see Marin's hand and look up towards her face to see a very worried look. Lara, are you okay?
I mean, I seem to be fine. Are my eyes still blue?
No, they're back to normal.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just unexpected, I guess.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fine. It didn't feel any different. It was just weird, I guess. I don't know. That thing in the water, though. There's nothing there.
we couldn't see anything. I don't think. Sure, if anyone else saw anything, there would have been some yelling or something atop the ship. But what was it that you saw?
I don't know. It was just something as big as the ship, if not bigger, like massive shadow under the ship. Maybe even 20 times the size of the ship. I don't know. But maybe it was just the storm and there wasn't anything there.
She nods, not trying to pry anymore. But they kind of just hold your back and kind of just try to be comforting in that moment before kind of like slowly guiding you to the room so that maybe you could like take a moment by yourself.
Marin, I'm fine. I'm telling you, I'm fine. Like I'm ready just to go back up and do what I'm supposed to do and help. Like it's fine.
Okay. You want to go up and help him? You can. I'm just a little worried.
I need you to stop worrying about me. I can handle myself. I mean, not that I don't appreciate it, but
I know you can handle yourself.
I'm just
I don't
ready.
think I can stop worrying.
Marin, I'm ready to leave everything in the past though. Okay? And so when you keep worrying about me like this, it makes me feel stuck in the past.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go on and help, and I'm totally fine. Thank you. And she gives her a hug, or she gives them a hug.
She hugs you back.
And she goes up.
Yeah. You kind of begin to go up as everybody else is kind of like, some of the crew is beginning to make their way down.
I think Mariana, after making sure everything's okay and has told Captain Thorpe and everything, goes to make sure that she is mentally well. If it was like a made-up thing or whatever, just try to get more out of her, I guess. Make sure she's okay.
Okay. As you and like a few others are heading down towards the barracks to get some rest, you see as Talara is kind of making her way back up the stairs.
Hey, Talara. Hey, how are you feeling?
I'm fine, Mariana. It seems that it's just right as rain out here now.
Yeah, well, right as less rain.
Yeah, that was kind of the joke.
Oh.
You know.
Haha.
Yeah.
So are you, we didn't spot anything. Are you feeling okay? Do you know if did you drink something bad? Is that why you thought you saw something? Or
Wait, could it be the scurvy? I've heard about the scurvy.
No, Talara's scurvy, that's a sickness. And we have a lot of citrus on board, so I think you'll be fine.
Exactly, it's a sickness. It could be the scurvy.
I would like to reiterate, we keep your distance from Dirty Davith.
Oh. Okay. But I'm fine, and thank you for it was probably just the shadows in the storm. I don't know.
Well,
I guess light and everything.
It's
some weird things.
It's your first time out in this kind of situation, right? It might be your mind being anxious and playing tricks on you.
Yeah, it could be. I'm just gonna go and confirm for myself that it's gone and it was just, my eyes playing tricks on me.
Yeah. Absolutely. If you do see something, feel free to let me know in the future too. And I'll keep an eye out.
Okay. Thank you. And she wants to go look over the side of the ship. Yeah,
you head up, and you kind of take a look overboard. Make a perception check.
And I also can I do a more of an investigation check to kind of figure out what was happening, or so to her.
That would be more of like an internal or like an insight check.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Make the perception check and then make the insight.
Okay. Perception is 18. Insight is 12.
As you're looking about, you don't see anything that resembles that shadow. I mean, you do see shadows within, but nothing of that, like, mass. The storm has definitely lightened up. Not much is, like, the winds aren't as bad, and the rain isn't, like, clouding everyone's kind of vision. And you weren't sure exactly what was happening, but you just know that buzzing in your hands was connected to it.
I just had a really cool idea.
Okay. What do you wanna do?
I'm gonna look at this spell really quick. Okay. Can I want to go to Vernon. Barky. I want to go to Barky.
Okay.
Okay, dokie.
You go over to Vernon's quarters and knock. You don't get a response. You assume he's probably sleeping.
I knock louder.
Still don't get a response.
And I message him in his head and yell, "Wake up," at him.
Make an Arcana check.
I guess I gone on disappeared.
That's a 7.
You kind of reach out. You know that it reaches his mind, but you don't get a response.
Barky, this is important. And she is going to walk away defeated. Assuming maybe he's not there. Who else? I guess she's gonna go. She's gonna go to Pilar wants to go to Torp.
Okay. Torp's at the helm of the ship.
And so she's gonna go to Torp, and she's going to hey, Captain.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to bother you. Good sailing out there, you know.
Thanks. I'm still trying to keep it under control.
Yeah. Well, I guess this kind of has to do with that. I know that there was nothing there. Or, well, I know that no one else saw anything. But I can show you what I saw.
How do you mean?
She is going to kind of look at him like, I can show you what I saw.
He nods and then yells for Dell to take over. Before he leads you into his captain's quarters.
I don't, Captain. I'm sorry about all this, and I mean, I just feel like someone should know, because honestly, I'm not crazy, and I saw something. And she wants to, I'm hoping this is how it works. She wants to take out a memory from herself, and she wants to, specifically the moment that she saw the massive shape, and she wants to take it out. A little light blue sort of wisp. It's kind of like floating in the air. And she now I know you know I know more than I'm saying, but I think this is important enough that I'm being honest enough with you right now to show you this. I guess just grab it? I don't know. I've never done this before. At least not for others.
Alrighty, we had something, didn't know it was this. Kind of cautiously kind of holds the strand, like the small blue wisp that's you've kind of taken your fingers and kind of went like this, and it kind of pulled from your head before forming in its own little ribbon. And you see as he touches it, his eyes turn like a dark blue, kind of similar to what you saw in Mariana's like knife sheen. And he quickly pulls back. Well. That was weird.
I mean, you saw it too, right?
Yeah. I just don't know what it means.
I mean, I don't either, but I feel like at least if there's something lurking under there, someone has to know that I'm not just being crazy. That it was actually there, and we need to be cautious.
Yeah, we'll be cautious. Don't you worry. Rue's got a good eye out. Once Mariana told me what was going on, we'll continue to keep an eye out. Okay, I'll update you with anything. But usually, if there's things that are that big in the ocean and they're kind of looming, they'll usually either attack or go away.
Is it the underwater pirates?
It's not the underwater pirates. It could be a multitude of things. I don't know.
Well, Captain, I would appreciate the utmost discretion in regards to what you've seen.
Don't you worry.
I guess I'll leave it at that.
You leave the room. He kind of ponders for a bit before making his way, like following you out and going back to the helm of the ship. At this point, it had been a few hours when you guys were in the storm. It's probably about 9, 10 o'clock at night. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Ether definitely like slept for a minute.
Okay.
And then after that is just like realize that a lot of people are doing their like own thing, so they're like, okay, I'm not gonna bother anyone. And then once again goes high up on the ship and starts drawing.
In the middle of a rainstorm?
You know what? Yeah, I'm committing to it. And just like using like wind powers, whatever, to keep the paper as dry as they can. They're just drawing the rainstorm just covered in water.
Yeah, so you kind of keep this kind of slight constant breeze kind of away from the pages. Like above the pages, you could hear it kind of going and whizzing by along with the rainstorm and the winds that are there. But you're able to keep your drawing space dry, though you are now soaked. But yeah, you continue to draw the rainstorm. Anything you're doing up there, or just drawing?
Just drawing, honestly. And just like keeping an eye just in case like anything happens.
Okay, make a perception check.
5. I think I don't add anything to that, right? Yeah, 5.
Okay. Yeah. You don't really see anything. It's like 10 o'clock at night. It's like almost pitch black. The only like visible light sources there are any sort of like small lanterns that are kind of like aboard like the deck of the ship. And then there's a small lantern on the crow's nest as well. That's kind of allowing you to see. So most of your drawing is like rain like within the sails of the ship. Yeah, you stay up there. What is Seraphina doing?
So Seraphina at first like just goes around and helps and makes sure that the ship is in the condition that it needs to be for sailing. And then she notices Ether up drawing in the rain. And she goes behind him, not necessarily like sneaking, but also not necessarily trying to let him know that she's there. And she casts Eupharius's tiny hut around Ether so that he's dry while drawing.
Yeah, so either you wouldn't notice this with the perception roll that you made, but eventually you're kind of like drawing and like you've gotten used to like the water hitting you at this point, but the space around you grows warm. Like not like heat and it's like awful, but like a nice warmth. And you kind of just barely look up and you can see around you there's this like very what color do you make the hut?
It's like it's a glowing orangish kind of a.
You look up and you see just this very faint kind of almost amber-like color kind of around you, and then you kind of like look around and you can just see Seraphina kind of just sitting kind of like on the opposite side of where like the mast shoots up in the crow's nest.
I'm gonna fucking remember this. Yeah, I guess like we're too far to have like a good conversation without
The crow's nest is like, it's small. It can fit 2 people.
Oh, okay. He's gonna they're just gonna go, thank you. I really appreciate that. Then is gonna kind of like go back to drawing.
She kind of like brushes it off, like don't worry about it. Just continues doing her thing, like just while sitting there.
Okay. You guys kind of sit in the warmth of hut. You guys can see out of it. Should anyone look up, they will not see you. It's nice and warm. No weather can get in, so you guys are dry. You know, you guys do dry out, I suppose, over time. You guys stay up there. What is, Marianne, what are you doing after Lara kind of walks past you?
Has anyone seen Aether? I think they went overboard. No.
You see Froggy, which is this very hunched halfling man, who's on the night crew. I think they're up in the crow's nest.
Oh, okay. In the rain?
I guess, I don't know. So I'm climbing up there. Thought it was a bad idea. Could get hit with lightning or something.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of look over and see if I can basically just go see if I can see them to see if they fell out of the crow's nest.
You look up and there's no one there.
Oh no. Mariana's like, I've been taking count of everybody because of the storm. Oh no, what am I gonna tell Blaze? Hello? Just Ether.
Neither of you guys hear this.
Oh no. She goes around and just looks around the ship for them. That's it.
You don't find them. You spend like a good half hour looking everywhere. Don't see any of them.
My new friend. Oh gosh. Torp, I think we need to have a burial at sea.
What?
I think Ether went overboard during the storm.
They're literally up on the crow's nest.
But no, look.
Go up there.
Okay. She climbs up the crow's nest.
Would Seraphina allow Mariana to get in the hut.
Yes.
Okay. You're climbing, and once you kind of reach the threshold where the floor of the crow's nest is, you pop your head in, and your vision changes. You see Seraphina and Ether both in there. Ether's drawing. Seraphina's kind of just doing her own thing. I don't know what Seraphina's doing. But it's warm in here. It's dry.
Hi.
Oh. Hi. Oh, you're alive. Oh,
Hello.
You thought I was dead.
I thought you went overboard.
Mariana, I can fly.
You can fly?
I use levitate and like float up a little bit above the air, and I'm like,
You see they're kind of like sitting crisscross and kind of just floating like 6 inches above the air.
like, if I went overboard, I would have been fine.
How was I to know this?
You were worried about me.
No, I wasn't. I changed everything that I've said. Why is it so warm up here?
Seraphina's just like, Fire Genasi.
Oh, right. Okay, and then without saying it, she just scoots herself up in this crow's nest just for 2 people, and then squishes in between them.
Very cramped.
She's like, I am small. She's just sitting there. I think if it's too cramped, she'll probably just stay on the ladder, but in the warmth. Just be like,
There's enough space for you all 3 to kind of squeeze here, but Mariana, you have to basically go like this with your knees up.
yeah. I'm in L sitting position.
Yeah, either try to make as much room for her as they can. Not going too well.
Staring. I'm looking at what you're drawing too, and it's very much that like constant stream of where she doesn't blink, and she's just like she's just gone silent. She's just staring at you drawing.
Had Talara tried to look for Ether?
I did make a commotion down below that I think Ether went
Yeah.
overboard.
Yeah,
You
and
did.
literally right as you had exited, she went and said to her, I think we need to have a burial at sea.
Yeah.
And kind of overheard that
and also-
conversation.
Talara's been looking for, like, trying to find a moment to talk to Ether anyway, so.
Okay. I mean, you overheard them talking about Ether being up in the crow's nest. You could go up there if you'd like.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, you make your way up, and then you kind of pop your head in, and then there's the 3 of them kind of crowded around in like this like circle, kind of facing out towards each other. But Mariana's just like staring over at whatever Ether has in their hands.
Also, like, Seraphina's quietly, like, cast Produce Flame in her hand, like, to help warm and / dry Mariana.
And you just see Seraphina with just a ball of flame just in their hand.
What is it? Mariana also is very wet. She is not shivering or feeling it at all. She's just like, yeah, this is.
Ether is honestly terrified. Like, who the fuck is this?
Oh. Hey, everybody. It's a party up in the crow's nest. It's kind of
It's supposed
cozy in
to be.
here. Yeah. Can I? And she, like, forces her
There
way
is
in.
no room on the crow's nest.
She stands.
Maybe we should find somewhere else to be. Other than
wait.
the crow's nest.
How high is this protection bubble that we've got going on here? How high can I go?
It's like enough for you guys to stand in, and that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna. You know how the crow's nest is like a basket, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sit on the basket and lean forward so that I'm like flat and still in the bubble, but sitting on the thing.
Okay.
If I need to make a check so I don't fall to my death, I understand.
Yeah, I would actually like you to make either just a dexterity check.
If she fails, could I try to make a check to catch her?
Let's see what happens. General dexterity. What is my dexterity? 16.
You're able to kind of barely teeter on this and not fall over.
She's very obviously teetering, and she's like, but she's
Either
as
puts,
long
like,
as
a
I've
hand on her back. So if she teeters back, they can push them. They can push like back as well.
I think I'll probably have my like legs down by you, so that if I start to go back, you can just grab onto them. I'm just like, yeah, that's what I'm just trusting. But just so Solara has room to get in here.
I didn't expect to find everyone up here. I just came to find Ether. We just
That's what I was doing.
hanging out.
Why is everybody looking for me?
Well,
I thought you were dead.
I heard Mariana say you were dead.
Oh, I should probably tell. It's fine. They'll figure it out.
Wait, who?
The crew, once they see Ether alive, they'll be like, oh, everything's fine.
Oh, I'll message Captain Torp and say Ether's not dead.
Oh, you're in my mind.
Yep. It's just, it happens. You just expect it
Huh?
now. From now on, you're just gonna have to expect
This is
it.
too much.
Okay, goodbye.
Do you say any of that out loud, or is that all in your head that you say
All
that?
in my head.
Okay.
So, what are we doing up here?
I'm drawing.
Mm-hmm. It's very
Serafina
nice.
was keeping me company. Ariana was looking for me because she thought I was dead.
But that's why I came to follow up on the fact that Mariana yelled to everybody that you went overboard.
I appreciate the concern, but I
Yeah.
would have been fine either way.
And now we know
Now we know what.
that Ether can fly.
Oh yeah, they're doing. That's right. Oh, I see that now. You are not on the ground. Okay, that's cool. It's cool. Useful.
What did you need from me?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just I just was coming to talk to you. Just, I've been going around talking to everybody. Just trying to get to know everybody a little bit.
Sweet of you.
Well, I mean, I figure if we're gonna go risk our lives to get some treasure or whatever, we might as well, get to know each other. I mean, if you want, I've asked everybody the same thing. I don't know if you want to share. I've been just asking what led everybody to piracy, but that's not something we need to do up here if you don't want to.
Oh, it's fine. Serafina knows. Mariana glances at Mariana and it goes, probably going to ask anyway at some point.
Oh, that's true. Serafina would have known, and Mariana is curious, I guess is the best word to say.
I was born to a family where everything was planned for me. I was going to have a specific life, marry this specific person, have this many specific kids. So I decided to leave. And I found the coast and became a pirate.
Oh, you were rich.
I was not rich.
You had money.
I did not have money.
Ether, I like you so much less now. I wish I had known
I did not have money.
Really?
Talara is gonna use detect thoughts.
The immediate surface thought was, I definitely had money. How'd you pick that up?
And Mariana's immediate surface thought is, I wonder if they were like a prince or something. Like that's their they're like, money, I'm gonna go to the highest possible thing they could have been.
I mean, well, money's aside, we're all sort of in the same situation now, right?
Yeah. Anyway, I still like you more than Barky.
Yeah, I think
thank
everyone
goodness.
does.
Don't worry, it's a low bar to clear. You've jumped over it. You've flown over it.
I am so grateful for that. Anyway,
But you did have money.
I did not have money.
I want an insight. Can I insight?
Make an insight check,
Can
make
I-
a deception check.
Insight!
Please,
That's pretty good.
please. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Uh,
21.
18.
They had money. They had money.
Hmm. Okay. I like you less if you lie to me. But I understand that casts are... I used to wrangle chickens.
You so what?
Not as like a forever... It was a job I got paid to do. It was a thing.
You wrangle chickens.
Yeah, there was someone in the neighborhood had chickens that needed wrangling, so I did that. I dug graves for a while. I had a lot of weird stuff.
That
Where did?
makes
where-
sense.
Yeah, honestly, of the people on this ship that I would have guessed would have wrangled chickens, you were not. You know, I would have never just had that thought naturally. Actually,
Well, they never heard me coming. And then I did have to work on not holding them too tight, though.
There's just like planning out trying to think about the specifics of how to catch a chicken.
Mariana leans down and grabs onto their hands and is like, "No, this is the distance." And then it's like that the scene in Ghost, except I'm like, "This is how you hold a chicken." um.
Yeah, aside from the money thing, that's basically gist of I became a pirate.
and then you and Seraphina, y'all met and pirated together. Did
Essentially.
the pirate thing together?
I took a contract that to a ship that she was a part of, and stayed there for a bit. After a while, we decided to not renew our contracts and move on.
Okay. Any surface level difference?
Not really. It's a lot of they're closer than Ether is hinting at, or at least in Ether's head.
Mhm.
But that's not really like a discrepancy or anything. Yeah, they're pretty much being honest about that part.
So take me to the moment. You're a prince, and you decide I am going to be a pirate instead.
I was not a prince. I was not a prince.
I mean, where I come from, probably having all that money would have made you equal to a prince. So
I never said I had money, and I never said I was a prince.
I'm gonna go with the thief on this one, who can smell money from a mile away, probably.
The gambling was fun.
It's true.
It was very fun.
Has anyone seen Barky?
No,
No, I
maybe,
tried to avoid him.
maybe he went overboard.
You guys, as you guys were like going down towards where the barracks are, you guys did see him go into his room.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he drowned in his room.
How would he? Okay.
Possible. I don't.
Have
I
dreams.
guess he drowned in his dreams.
No, I have dreams that will happen.
Oh,
That doesn't surprise me.
Seraphine is like just silently snickering.
Well, I'm gonna, I don't know, take a nap or something, and then she just leads in the same position she's in and just closes her eyes.
Wait a minute. Ether is just gonna like pause for a second, then like try to snap their fingers like a couple inches from their face.
I bite your finger.
Ow, fuck!
Sorry. Instinct.
You should get to a bed if you want to nap. Especially since it's storming and we are on the crow's nest.
No, I don't really sleep that much.
Well, on that note, I am going to go to sleep then. Y'all have fun up here in your little bubble. And she's going to climb down.
Okay. As you're climbing down, you get about halfway before you hear Captain Torp just yell up at the crow's nest for everybody to get off of it and to go to bed.
Aye, Captain?
You're good. I can see you're heading to bed. The other three who have been up
We're on
there.
our way! We're making battle plans! I love you!
I can contest there were battle plans involved.
Okay. Most definitely believe you.
At this point, I have rolled a dice, and Seraphina vanishes from the hut.
The hut disappears.
Whoa. Where did she go?
Does Ether know what's going on, or is this the first time that Seraphina's done this shit?
I don't know what the fuck is happening, so
Oh my god!
Okay.
Either,
And then I turn invisible. And then I'm really still, so no one knows that I'm there.
either you watch as the rain cascades down and both of your friends immediately turn invisible.
Ether needs a minute. He's like, what the fuck is happening? And yes, perception check or something to try to look for their friends.
Okay.
Since they're invisible, do I do that with disadvantage?
Just make a perception check. Okay. I'd like both of you to make stealth checks.
Do we have advantage because we're invisible?
I got a 15.
I got a natural 20.
God damn it.
I'm not actually there.
Oh, okay.
Didn't realize Caps was on, I'm sorry.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Can alarm go through like walls and stuff?
Mm-mm.
It's like literally the space that it's set, like it can't detect within that. Okay, never mind.
I'm just invisible until Ether composes themselves and leaves, and so I can act like I also teleported away or something, and then I'm gonna just climb down and go to bed.
Okay.
Ether is, after a minute, they're gonna calm down a little bit, not a lot, and go downstairs and like look through the ship for Seraphina or Mariana.
Seraphina, roll me another d20.
That's a 5.
As you're kind of going down, you're looking down, and you see Seraphina blink back into existence like halfway down the mast. Roll me another
What
d20.
the fuck?
A 10.
Let me look at what is going on.
What is happening?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry
I am
about it.
worrying.
Okay. You see they're still there. They're kind of just climbing down.
At this point, she's just heading off to bed.
Okay.
This must be such a rough night for Ether. Ether came up to do stuff, and then we just everybody is like, okay, bye.
Oh my god.
Once I see they're gone, I climb down too, and I head to bed.
Okay. You guys all head to bed.
He just watches Mariana walk away at this point.
Mariana's still invisible.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, I'll climb down invisibly, walk to my room invisibly. And then...
Oh yeah. Then they're just gonna go to bed.
Yeah,
I think I'll
sit up in your hammock.
tap Ether on the shoulder as I pass them while I'm invisible. Just keep going.
You feel this tap on your shoulder.
Oh, they hate this.
Lara wants to try to message Barky again.
Okay.
Just yelling Barky.
I'm so worried about him.
Are you doing like the spell message or something else? Okay.
A spell message.
Make an Arcana check.
Mariana doesn't care about him, but I personally am so freaked out by this.
It's 18.
You can respond if you'd like, Vernon.
Oh, okay. I was scared for a second. Talara? Is everything all right?
I came to tell you something that was so important and you did not respond.
My apologies. I don't know what I was doing. I was asleep. I think is what I was doing.
Are you saying that's what I think I was doing?
I think that's what I was doing. No, that was me, like, out of character, like... Sorry, my apologies. I was asleep.
Well, it doesn't matter now because I told the captain, which I did not want to do in the first place.
What happened?
That thing was real. It was there.
What thing?
Like, how long does this message thing go back and forth for?
As long as you're casting it, you're recasting it.
Yeah.
Because it's a cantrip, you can cast it as many times as you
Yeah.
like.
I was coming to get your expertise as the person who was sailing us to this place and knew about it, but you were sleeping.
I'm not used to people coming to my room. I apologize.
That's fine, but anyway, that thing is out. Something's out there.
Something?
I just wanted something. It was massive. It was the thing I saw. And now I know it's real, but it's not there anymore.
I'll check my books. I'll get back to you.
See, that's what exactly. Thank you, Barky. That's what I was looking for.
I appreciate it. I'll let you know.
All she wrote.
Okay.
Scene.
Okay.
See.
Yeah. You guys all eventually head to bed. Valara. As you rest.
What?
You sit in a darkness for what seems like a very long time before your eyes open. You're somewhere where you weren't before. You're in the middle of the ocean, standing on it. It's calm, but this intense feeling of worry dwells in the pit of your stomach. What do you do?
Try to move. Like she tries to look at her hands and
You can move your hands and your limbs and everything.
She's gonna look around. Is the ship there? Is there anything around, or?
You look around and it's just open ocean. It's pitch black in the middle of the night. You don't see any land masses. You don't see the ship. You're just standing atop of the waves. I'd like you to make a strength saving throw for me.
She's like, well, this is weird. 16.
As you stand there and wonder where you're at, why you're here, you feel something wrap around your legs before you are pulled quickly underneath of the waves. As you're being pulled down with such force, you look down to see what's around your legs, and you see these long, thin, octopi-like tentacles wrapping around your legs, your arms, your torso. They begin to consume you. What do you do?
Is it like she can't breathe? Like she's actually underwater? Does she get the feeling that this is a dream and it's like she's not needing to breathe?
Make just a wisdom check.
And that's a nat 20. So.
What is it with your your modifier?
Yeah, 22.
It feels like it's not real life, but you aren't sure if it's a dream or a vision or something else. But you can... Do you try to breathe?
I would say, yeah, sure. If it doesn't feel real, but...
Okay, you're being pulled down deep beneath the waves. You didn't realize it, but you were screaming before, but then you close your eyes and breathe in. And you feel that force that's pulling you under. Halt. It stops. You still feel whatever is the tentacles that are wrapped around you are still there, but their grasp loosens. Do you do anything?
Yeah, as it loosens, she wants to try to, like, pull it away. Like, pull what's left off.
Yeah. You grab what is left and pull it off. And you do so. As you do so, you feel that familiar buzz that begins in the core of yourself before it kind of fizzles out towards your hands.
Did she breathe in? Like, can she breathe? Okay, she's gonna swim down to it.
Okay. You see as the tentacles begin, like, swimming downward, and you begin swimming downward after them. And it feels like forever that you're swimming down, trying to chase up to it. And you think for a second, hoping that there's something you can do to further this. But before you realize it, another tentacle shoots up, wraps around your chest, pulls you down into complete darkness, and you awake.
Well, shit. Is Marin awake?
You look around and Marin's not in the room.
Fuck. I want to look at my watch. What time is it? No. She's gonna just get up and sit up. Okay. And just, like, get her breath and just think about what she saw. Did it feel like anything she's experienced before?
The only thing that seems familiar to you is the buzzing that would like radiate through your body.
But not like that experience of seeing, of like going to sleep and like seeing something in her dreams like that.
This has never happened before.
Okay. I think she's gonna get up and go up top. And go up and look again over the... She's like worried this thing is real. And this is like impending doom.
Okay. You head out of your little room. As you're passing by the barracks, you do see Marin. She's asleep in one of the hammocks. But you kind of walk past and go up towards the deck and take a look overboard. Make a perception check.
It's a 19.
You look out to the sea, and the storm is dwindled. It's now just a light rain. The waves are still buoyant, but calmer than they were before. And as you look out, you don't see anything. You don't see any shadow or mass. But you're unsure of what that dream or vision or whatever it was could mean.
I think she stays awake. Wakes up and probably just sitting on deck, just probably constantly watching the water like back and forth.
Yeah. You kind of sit in an elevated space so that you can watch the ocean around the ship. You watch and you wait until the sun begins to rise. You don't know how many hours have passed, but you're just watching, waiting for something to happen. But nothing does. The only thing that comes is the sun rising above the seas. And eventually everyone the night crew shifts, goes to bed. Day crew wakes up, comes to relieve everyone. I would say Mariana, as you're waking up and you kind of go take a kind of look around what's going on, you can see Mariana's, not Mariana, Talara is kind of sat on the stairs that lead up to the helm of the ship. You can see that they're kind of gripping one of the railings and kind of just looking intently at the ocean.
I think I've come out with whatever I grabbed, and I'm gonna go over to Laura on the side and stare out with her, and then silently hand her my breakfast.
I'm good, thank you. Though I'm not hungry.
Okay, I'm gonna set it off to the side in case she decides to take it later. How long you been up?
I don't know, since it was dark.
Been a long time.
Yeah, I feel fine though.
Restless nights on the sea aren't that good for you.
What do you mean?
A lot of pirates, when they're newer, can't really sleep the first couple weeks on the ship. They have nightmares about what's to come, for the dangers.
Yeah, I guess that's probably what it is then.
Do you have a nightmare?
I wouldn't call it that.
Okay. I gotta get to work, but if you feel hungry, there's some food for you.
I should probably honestly get to work too.
maybe take some time to yourself. You're not looking.
No, I'm totally fine. I'm gonna go help Wick.
Okay. Well, if you need someone to take over and give Wick a hard time for you, call me over.
I will take that into consideration.
I'm gonna walk away to do my work.
You guys continue out your work through the day. Twerp takes helm. Dell goes below deck to rest. And while you guys work, Talara, both you and Wick kind of through your means, realize that you were a lot closer to the trench than you were the day previous. The storm probably pushed you a little bit further westward and put you guys more on track. So you guys are probably about midday. You're probably like an hour or two outside of where the trench is. But what do you guys do as the trench nears?
Vernon was looking up the things for Talara, trying to figure out what she saw, anything like that, if he had any idea.
Okay, what'd you roll?
25.
Okay. As you would have been looking through your books and trying to figure out what Talara might have seen, there are a number of different creatures in kind of pirate tales known to resemble or kind of like a folk tale almost, that are dangers. Could be dragon, could be kraken, could be dragon turtle. You aren't sure.
So he's going to go and try to find Talara and show her the book that he had with these creatures. Since he doesn't exactly know what she saw, he's not sure exactly what he's looking for. So he's going to go find her and just try to see if she's busy or not.
She's just working with Wick.
Talara, do you have a moment?
So Wick, what you're saying is that the maps help guide you where you're going.
Yeah.
That is so.
Mm-hmm.
You are just so smart.
Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Vernon.
I have a follow-up of what you asked me for.
Oh, great. This will just. Do you mind if he shows me?
Go for it. You're good.
Okay. Yeah. I know you don't need me. Okay. And she goes over to Vernon. Or goes with Vernon.
There can be a plethora of things. He's walking while he has his book, the book open in his hands, expertly just going around people without even grazing them, and he's pointing to a few of them. I don't know exactly what you were saying, but I have a few ideas of what they might be. Do any of these look similar to what you saw?
Well, in the water, it was just a shadow. I didn't see anything. But got dragon turtles. That's terrifying. Kraken's terrifying. Okay. That's just a lot of terrifying down under the water. Okay.
It is.
Kraken.
Here, let's go to the side. You can kind of guide me of how big it might be.
The size of the ship and bigger.
Okay.
Which all three of those creatures could definitely be bigger than a ship.
Well, if it didn't attack, could be a dragon turtle, could be... I would think a kraken would attack. I would think a water dragon would attack.
From what you know, dragon turtles are basically as same as greedy, hungry dragons, except they are in the shape of a turtle. They often attack ships if they see them. They want gold. They want anything that they can bring into their hoard. Dragons, any sort of sea dragon is the same. And then Kraken just wants food. So,
Okay,
from
so
what
it's the
you know,
opposite.
they would all kind of go and attack.
It didn't attack, so that's quite interesting. Oh, this
So
is giving me ideas, but anyway, continue.
we're getting at that there's probably nothing there.
I wouldn't say that.
I
Just
mean,
because it didn't attack didn't mean it's not there.
I mean, what just sits and plans?
A lot of smart creatures. They could also be following us. Heaven knows what the amount of creatures that could be there. Let's just count our blessings that we didn't get attacked. But I'll definitely keep an eye out.
Well, thank you for looking in your books, and I appreciate your help.
Of course, if you need anything else, actually, I may have another idea. Something similar that I've had once. If you want to follow me, I can explain more private.
Okay, then.
So he's going to lead Talara to his room and just kind of sit on the bed. I can tell you think you are going a little crazy. Don't blame you, I've been there.
A little crazy. I think we know that. Continue.
I've not exactly been where you've been. Similar but different. Do you think it might have been a prophecy? Or just trying to think of how to word this without sounding like a loon?
Just say it because it wouldn't sound any different than any other time. So,
Anyway, it could have been a calling of a sorts. Something higher up looking for you. Did anything else happen when you saw this thing?
when I saw the thing, no, nothing else happened. It's just I saw this thing.
Can I make an insight check?
Roll an insight check. And Laura, you can roll insight or deception, whatever you're doing.
Well, that's a sexy little 9. He doesn't really know, but he's just like,
Yeah, that's a nat 20, so 28 total.
damn. Okay then.
Yeah, Barky, it was just a big old shadow that was the size of this whole entire fucking ship, okay? Like,
I believe you.
yeah. I
Look,
don't know.
I want to help. I'm trying to help. I know it sounds crazy when no one else believes you.
Yeah. You're not wrong about that. Maybe.
Did you have any dreams or anything to before or after?
Let's just say that let's just say that it was some sort of prophecy, like you said. What would that mean?
A higher creature wanting help of something. Just, I guess, depends on what you saw. I'm not really proficient in prophecies, but I'm having a similar case of my own. That's why I'm here.
What do you mean?
Like I've said, I've been in your shoes. I've seen things that people call me crazy for.
Can Talara detect thoughts? And she's gonna probe deeper in that one.
Okay, make a wisdom saving throw.
That's wisdom. What is my wisdom? Cool. That's a 12.
Okay. Let me just look at that real quick.
Definitely if he's gonna feel, I don't know if he's gonna feel it.
Clara, as you go to probe deeper into Vernon's mind and try to figure out what exactly he's talking about, you just hear this guttural and low growl that just overtakes any thought that's going on in Vernon's head.
That sounds like my head right now. Thoughts empty, only growl. My brain speaking thieves can't.
I would say that she is probably like really startled by that and like falls, like stumbles backwards. What in the actual fuck is going on in your fucking head?
And that's where we're gonna take a break.
I love that.
Alrighty. So, we pick up as Talara and Vernon are speaking in his quarters.
You want to say it again, or do you want me to just go off what you said last?
Go off of what Talara said.
Cool. Not quite sure what you mean, but a lot of things.
I will let you know that the spell does say that whether or not you pass or fail, you still know someone's in your head.
Also, Talara, I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw for a concentration check on the spell.
Yes.
Every time a DM is like, make a saving throw suddenly, I'm just like, no! It's so
Honestly,
scary.
This dice is sick. I think it's the one Lila you gave.
I must curse it now.
I know. That is a 22.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to keep the spell up.
I got lost. Hang on.
You know I was in your head.
Cool. Okay. I'm trying to debate if he would know if it was someone new or not. Okay. Never mind. How would you know?
It's something different. You know that it's a new
Cool.
thing.
A new thing. Cool. I'm guessing you heard something. Not sure what. I wasn't thinking anything that would scare you.
What was growling in your head?
Gosh, trying to word this. Like I said, I've seen things.
As you begin talking, you stop yourself. You can't speak. And what you hear in Vernon's head is that growl become louder and louder and louder. I need a dexterity saving throw from Talara.
That is a natural 1. For a total of 2.
As you hear this, and you're stumbling back until you hit a wall, and then you just see this green burst of like acidic green energy burst out from Vernon, and it hits you, and you take Where are my D12s?
I don't like a D12.
I need no, please no.
You take 25 points of bludgeoning damage. I rolled 2 12s and a 1.
No, that was horrible. Never mind. You won't let me do that. I'm not even gonna ask. No time for a shield, I'm guessing.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
And it was a saving throw. It wasn't something to hit.
True. That's true. Okay. I can't do math. I had to pull out my calculator. I'm sorry. Oof. Okay. What the fuck, Barky? Like,
He's very much like terrified.
She stands up and like you see like a rage in her eyes and her hands are on fire.
Like Vernon looks absolutely terrified, and he's like covering where it came out of him, and he's like, I did not do that. I mean,
Talara, you notice as like he puts his hand up to his chest, his fingers are like glowing green.
is this on my left hand or my right hand?
Left hand.
Diddly darn it.
You have exactly 10 seconds to live. 8, 7.
Can't go under pressure. Dragon.
I need both of you to make wisdom saving throws.
Continue. That's a +1.
Not 20.
13.
You guys stand in this room, wondering why you're standing there. You have no memory of what just occurred.
Does she recognize that she's lost this memory, or it's
Nope.
just gone
It's
and there's
just
no
gone.
reason? Okay.
Does
The
Vernon
last
see?
thing that you both remember is being on top of the deck.
Does Vernon see that Talara is injured? Or is it gone now?
It was bludgeoning damage. It would be like bruises where she hit, which would be on the backside of her.
Does she feel fucking hurt?
Yeah, you feel hurt. Yeah.
So, does the last thing Vernon remember is telling her about the creatures?
You don't remember that.
Okay, so this was even beforehand.
How far?
Basically,
Like, where are we?
so you remember when Mariana like greeted you in the morning, gave you the breakfast, you dismissed it. That's the last memory you have. You just remember coming out of your room and being on the deck of the ship.
Did you need something?
Are we standing together?
No, you guys are standing like 15 feet apart in this room.
From when you got blown away.
Oh, no. Oh, so sorry. My brain. So we're not on top of the ship.
No,
The
you are
last thing
in
we
this room.
remember.
That's the last thing you remember. You don't know
Yeah, but
why
we
you're
are in the
standing in
room.
Vernon's room.
Yeah, okay. What? Did you... Hello?
Like bad reception. Hello?
Can I-
Why or... So does this feel familiar
No.
to Vernon?
No. You have no idea why you're back in your room and why Talara is standing in front of you.
Vernon very much just looks confused, and he's like, it was on the deck, like, just now. What?
I
was gonna go talk to you, I think. Thought? Oh gosh.
Oh. Well, oops.
Well, did you need to talk about what happened yesterday, earlier?
I don't know. Can she do like an insight check to see like because this is weird and she's super injured.
Yeah, do an insight check.
That's a not nat 20 again.
You have no idea why you feel injured or what happened, why you're here. Vernon, make just an intelligence check for me.
That's a delicious nat one.
Okay. Continue.
I would think that he would know.
Nope.
Okay, never mind then.
I guess if we don't, I'm just gonna go.
Oh right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go that way.
Cool. If you need anything, I turn country. If you need anything, just swing by, I guess.
I definitely will.
I'll see you out then. I didn't do anything, did
You're
we?
old.
Okay, just I don't know what we did. I did it like not like that. No. Oh gosh, no, not like that.
Yeah. No.
No. I didn't. Okay, I didn't attack.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Blood.
Oh. What?
I don't. Oh, I don't know what happened. Okay, I'm just wanted to make sure I didn't hurt you or. Gosh, I'm really confused right now.
Why would you have hurt me?
I was just asking. I wanted to. Does he see any damage of like the wall of like his room or where?
Nope.
Did she like hit his desk or anything?
Nope.
Cool.
You
Like-
guys literally would have
No memory.
no memory, nothing to give you clues.
Cool. Good to know. As long as you're all right,
Yep.
I'll see you out then.
Yep. Sure. Yeah. Okay. And she just like scurries.
You exit Vernon's room, make your way up to the deck. What were the rest of you guys doing?
I don't know.
Ether.
Crying? Oh, you meant the character. Okay, yeah, she's working.
Ether's just like going around doing like anything that they can to help. Of like, hey, I'm an extra set of hands. What do you need me to do? And just gonna do whatever they're told.
Okay. Torp has you go grab the underwater breathing potions that are in the cargo bay. It's your task. But yeah, for the most part, everyone is kind of just getting ready to whatever journey needs to be made in the trench. Yeah, you guys, that hour passes before Wick kind of explains that he believes that that the ship is now kind of docked kind of near where the trench is. And Torp calls for the anchor to be lowered. He kind of just gathers everyone kind of on the deck of the ship. Alrighty, so, our next mission, where the fuck is Vernon? Someone go get Vernon, please.
I go get Barky.
Okay, you run downstairs, knock on Vernon's door.
He doesn't answer.
Barky, we need everybody.
Not now.
Yes, now.
He just kind of swings the door open, and he definitely looks disheveled of trying to figure out what just happened.
What happened to you?
Nothing, just whatever. Let's go.
Okay, do you need a minute to brush your hair?
He stops, contemplates, and he's just like, it's important, I guess. Whatever, just... I need out of this room.
Oh, okay. Turn around.
Okay. You lead him upstairs, where you kind of see, like, most of the crew is kind of gathered, and Torp is kind of just awaiting you. Well, there you are. Vernon here believes that, the treasure is down in the gulch. So we got these underwater breathing potions, to, have a few of us go ahead and go down, and based on the abilities that I've seen from a few of you, I would like the 4 newbies, Mariana, Vernon, and Wick, come down along with me. Everyone else, Del, you're in charge. We're down there. If whatever Talara saw last night comes and takes the ship, good luck, guys.
At this point, does Seraphina notice, like, Vernon being, like, not 100%?
It's very off his game of not looking pretty boy.
Okay.
His hair is, like, messed up. He's like, confused. He's, like, at the back of the group when normally he'd be at the front, like, next to Torp and explaining the plans.
Okay. Seraphina's gonna send message to him and be like, is everything okay?
He's gonna, like, kind of startle a little bit and just blink, like he's like, oh, this is happening. Just a lot going on right now. Talk later, I guess.
Okay.
So, if y'all are ready, need any time to prepare anything? Okay. Anyone who needs it, go ahead and pop a potion. Either you would have brought up the, like, trunk of potions. It's kind of set up there on one of the barrels. We have an hour of this. Everyone get like another, like, 2 or 3. Just in case. But yeah. We're gonna go and head down.
Talara's gonna just stop. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Seraphina just grabs potions.
Talara's gonna stop and, I guess, look at Marin. Wait, so we're going down there, right? That's
Yeah,
What-
I think
what-
that's the point.
yeah, I mean, I gathered that, but like, Talara's, like, scared to, like, go in the water now.
I'll be next to you.
But what if I can't swim?
You can hold on to me.
Okay. Well then,
Do you
I
need a moment to
guess-
learn how to swim?
yeah, let me just do a swim check real quick. No, I guess this is what I signed up for. Oh, okay. She's definitely gonna be the last one in. And, like, behind.
If you don't want to go, you can tell Torp. Sure, we'll understand.
Okay, let me just, tell a pirate captain that I am too scared to get in the water because I had a dream.
Didn't know you had a dream. I thought you were just scared because of what you saw yesterday, and then you can't swim.
She's gonna use Gift of Gab.
Okay. What does that do?
She forgets the last 6 seconds of conversation.
Okay. Is there a saving throw?
I don't believe so. Let me check, though. I forget how to find my spells.
There's not a saving throw for it.
Yeah, I don't think there is. It just happens.
Okay.
I don't know, like a kraken or like a dragon turtle or a dragon or a turtle or, I don't. There's just so many things. I'll be fine, but if I get grabbed by a kraken, you're coming with me.
I told you I would protect you and be next to you. So if you go, I'll go too.
I'm kidding, Marin. I'm kidding. Don't
You
actually
seem serious.
Don't die on purpose.
Never mind. She goes over and just takes a few potions.
Lara's gonna take like 1 or 2 extra just in case. I don't know, like extra, if that's a possibility, in case she's pulled into the depths of the ocean and has to be down there longer than expected.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You guys all ready at the kind of rail of the ship? Thorpe is the first one in. He climbs down like halfway up the ladder and then just jumps in. And kind of wades, waiting for you guys.
Vernon downs a potion, and then he doesn't want to get his clothes dirty, so he just takes off his shirt and then goes in.
Take off your shirt?
Yeah, he doesn't want to get it dirty, and he doesn't want it to weigh him down. Clothes are heavy when they're wet.
So Vernon's just
I'm
shirtless.
not gonna say what I thought I was gonna say.
Shirtless.
That's very, very true, though.
Very true, though. You ever swim in pants, man?
Yes.
I've swam in pants.
Take them off if they wear you down. Leave them on for the time.
Oh, that's what I say. He jumps in. Like,
Okay.
Mariana sighs, grabs his shirt and folds it up and puts it in her pocket, and then jumps in too.
Okay.
She has also down to potions. She has the amount that she was told to get.
Okay.
I have a quick question. Yeah. Did Talara gain all of her spell slots back from the day prior? She
Yeah.
did not sleep.
You are correct. She did not finish a long rest. She would have had a short rest.
Okay. Would we have also potentially had a short rest since she got blown up? Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. I'm
So
gonna
you can
roll
use your-
some hit dice.
Yeah. Roll some hit die.
Okay. I'll do all the...
Yeah, but you guys all, one by one, go into the water, wade, and then once everyone's in and is drinking their potions, Torp leads and swims down. He goes very slowly. He knows that if you go too quickly at different elevations, the pressure can, kind of get to your head. But eventually you guys kind of get kind of really far down into the waves. Marin has a hand on kind of your arm, you guys are locked in arms, and she's helping tread you along. Yeah, you guys are continuing down forth into the depths of the Laurel Ocean between the Sunterrell and Vodo Reefs. And probably about the 45-minute mark, you guys do see where the terrain underwater kind of changes. And you do see where there looks to be a canyon almost at the sea level.
Vernon's looking out for anything that may give us clues of where he's supposed to go next.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception.
Mariana's keeping an eye out for any dangers.
Okay.
It's a 13.
24.
Vernon, I'll keep yours in mind. As you have been kind of swimming down, you've noticed as you're getting like further and further closer to like towards where the trench is, you notice a lot more sharks. They're mostly small. Yeah. You good?
I was gonna say, I want Vernon to just kind of like small Eldritch Blast at them to get them to go away.
You
And I
Eldritch
was like-
Blast a shark.
No, that's why I was like, never mind.
But yeah, you guys are continuing forth. That 55 minute mark hits. Torp kind of signals to drink another potion. He drinks one. And then at that point, after about another 10 minutes, you guys reach where the edge of this canyon is. Or where the trench is. It looks to be this like 100, 200 foot wide canyon at the bottom of this ocean. It's very desolate. There isn't much here. The only thing that's here are like mostly rocks jutting out of the bottom. There are some sharks, but a lot of it, it's pretty desolate here. What do you guys do?
Is it dark?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Vernon's going to use his dancing lights and, light the way.
What do those look like?
So they are 3 green little circular orbs that give off light. He's just going to keep them as a circle at the moment and just let them go ahead of you guys and lead the way.
Okay.
Oh, and also has like flecks of gold in them.
You see as these orbs begin to kind of travel forth, lighting the way for those of you who cannot see underwater, which is like half the party.
Can I ask who doesn't have dark vision?
And then Wick does not.
Like, okay.
But yeah, you guys continue forth into the water. Torp is kind of just leading the way. He seems to be knowing where he's going. As you guys continue forth in this, he's kind of like swimming above where like the trench is. He's kind of swimming above it, kind of looking for clues. And it takes about like another 20 minutes before you guys see more like plant life towards like the bottom of this trench, which the trench itself, it's like 100, 200 feet across, but the like bottom of it is about like maybe 50 feet down below that. You guys continue forth, kind of swimming along, and the plant life gets more and more. And I would like everyone to make a perception check.
$16.
10.
7.
Sorry, math. 25.
Okay. Mariana, who got the 16? Vernon, and then, technically those who don't have dark vision have disadvantage on the roll, but...
Still a 7.
Still a 17. Oh, 16.
Okay. Yeah, but Mariana, Vernon, and then Torp also seems to be having a good idea. But you guys all kind of see where there is this large kind of rock formation in the middle of the trench. It kind of diverges it into 2 paths. Mariana, you specifically see some sort of life form. You can't really make out exactly what it is from this distance, but there looks to be like something moving along the bottom of the trench after that divergence.
There's something down. There's something down there.
What do you see?
Vernon wants to send his lights a bit more down to see.
Can we all hear each other? Is that what we're assuming? That
Yeah.
when we talk, we can hear each other? Okay.
As long as you guys are close.
There's a shape moving down there where it diverged.
Vernon's gonna send the lights as far down as he can to see.
You move your lights.
Laura will do the same, seeing what Vernon's doing and recognizing, do the same. More light.
Okay. You kind of you both kind of bring your lights. What does your lights look like in comparison to Vernon's?
I would say her lights are just they look like little dark blue puffs of like smoke, and so it looks weird under the water the way they move with the water.
You guys move your lights kind of forth. You guys can get them to 120 feet before one of them like blinks out, and you guys know that's your range. From what you can see, this trench, this part of it at least, is full of plant life. You can also see Mariana is like the only one who really noticed it. You do see that within like the seaweed that grows up, there are like bones entangled in them.
There's
that's promising.
There's death ahead. Too close.
Would Vernon have any knowledge of things that go on in the seaweeds?
Make a history check.
That is a... What is my history? 18 plus 7, 25, I think is the right math.
He sees weeds.
He sees weeds.
What are you specifically like trying to recall?
Like if he knows any... Because if they're tangled in the seaweed, I guess just what can happen down here?
Okay, that would be more of like a nature
Like,
check than a history.
I mean,
So what
like
was
at the
roll?
bottom of it was a history check for like maybe the history of the bottom of the gorge, I guess.
You
Not gorge.
You previously had rolled a history check on the trench. You didn't know anything about it.
So I can
You
do
didn't have
a
books
nature
about it.
check. Yeah, I could do a nature check instead. 15. Quick math.
As far as you know, the plant life here looks to be natural and native to this part of the Laurel Ocean. You weren't sure what could cause bones to be enraptured in the seaweed. There could be some sort of creature or something that is hiding them there. It could be a warning. Anything along those lines.
Do I notice him like paying attention to the seaweed at all? Like,
No.
Vernon's gonna detect magic.
Okay, what's the range on that?
It is... it's a concentration spell, 30 feet of me.
Okay, the only thing that even blinks is just the things on the people around you.
Cool.
But you get like 1 or 2 blinks per person.
Cool.
But that's it. Mariana, you notice that shape. You look back to where it was, it's no longer there.
I tell them, it's moving. Like I said, stay close. Don't get too far away.
You guys continuing to swim forward?
I don't like that question, but yes.
I'm just seeing where you guys are going next. What's the swim order? Corp is at like the front, but after that.
I don't like that we have to
I'm
specify.
going to go second, since he's looking for the things.
What exactly is our mission down here? Like,
Or finding anything that may be of
You were
interest?
told that this is like where the next clue to Ragynoirth lair or hoard is.
I see. Okay, so we're looking for the next clue. Okay.
Mhm.
I'll go behind Vernon because I'm also looking.
And this is kind of like an open space. You guys are allowed to kind of branch out. You guys don't have to be in like line.
Okay. I'm probably like, if he's like right behind Torp, I'm probably like 5 feet to the right of him.
Yeah, and then I'm probably like a little bit more to the left to see anything on that side.
Seraphina's like in between Mariana and Vernon. and Ether, I guess, like in the back part behind them.
And if they are in the back, we are in. I am in the furthest back.
Okay, you and Marin are in the very back. Okay, let me just fix that here on what I'm looking at.
Oh God.
Not ominous.
don't like
Talara.
this.
And now we're gonna roll initiative.
Yeah,
I know.
Underwater fighting.
Talara
use
wants to
my gun
message
in the-
Torp. Oh,
I mean, at least no one
Probably
can turn
not.
into a bear this time and go after you.
True.
true.
Someone else
Uh,
might. Okay.
Talara wants to message Torp though,
Okay.
and be like, I really don't like this at all. Like, this is the end. Feels like we're all gonna die down here.
You see as Torp kind of just like shakes that and looks back to you and just, oh well, if we die, we die. I told you guys it would be dangerous.
Hey,
As you continue forth,
Oh no, I don't like that. No.
Okay.
No, not okay. I'll just roll and say okay.
I don't want to
Okay.
be here.
You do want to be here. Yeah, you guys continue forth into the trench. At this point, the plant life is it's like in spaces. It's kind of closer to the walls as you guys get closer to where this like large rock form in the middle, where it diverges the trench into two paths. Is kind of all the plant life is more towards the walls in this immediate area. And Mariana, you notice like off towards kind of closer to where Vernon is, there looks to be like a sunken chest.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm gonna swim over to it.
Okay. You swim over to it. It looks to be covered in barnacles and lichen, and you can even see like on part of it there looks to be like a starfish on it.
Is it locked?
You go to open it and it's locked.
Okay. I'm gonna call back. I found something and try to open it.
Okay. Go ahead and make a lock-picking check for me. As your dexterity plus proficiency, and if you're expertise, add another 2 to it.
How do I know if I'm expertise in it, by the way?
So if you go down to your tool proficiencies, and click it, it'll say in proficiency bonus if it's proficient or expertise.
Got it. Okay, cool. So that's proficiency. So I roll. So it's just a dexterity plus that?
Yeah.
Okay, so 26.
Yeah, with ease, you open it, and you open the chest, and it looks to have, there's like a small, like, what looks like to be like a coin purse. You kind of open it, and you see that there's some gold in there. There's probably about 80 gold in there, along with probably like 20 silver. And then there's also some what looks to be scroll cases as well. That looks to be it.
Okay. Like they have scrolls in the case, like the things that hold scrolls, and you open them, they pop
look
open.
like a scroll case. Yeah.
Got it. Cool. Okay. I was making sure I knew what the right item was. Okay. I'll collect them and I'll kind of wave them over, be like, "Hey, I found this stuff," and just put it in.
Yeah.
I can head back over.
Yeah, you found 3 scroll cases.
Okay.
And you kind of swim back over. You guys continue forth. What is everyone doing as you guys are just swimming?
Still trying to keep an eye out for anything that may be of use to the clue.
Okay.
I'm keeping an eye out for that thing that I saw too.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of keep an eye out. Make another perception check, Mariana.
$24.
Okay. What did you roll, Vernon, for yours?
12.
You're not really seeing anything. Ronnie, you notice kind of like immediately kind of like in front of you and slightly towards the right, there looks to be like a broken chest. Like there's looks to be like sunken wood that's just on the floor, and you can see where part of it used to be like a chest. Doesn't look to be anything in it. It's kind of around where you saw the figure first. And then just kind of peeking out of like a plant, you see some sort of like large fish-like face very quickly, and then it moves back.
I'm gonna swim a little closer to Torp and give him kind of like an elbow and gesture over to where I saw it and be like, there is someone watching.
What do you mean?
Fishy face in the weed. The seaweed.
Well, if it was there before, it looks to be gone now.
Yeah, but we should be cautious. We're going into uncharted territory here.
I agree.
And if it's something sentient, I don't want them to think that we're encroaching.
We'll see. Just keep an eye out. He kind of goes and like looks back towards all of you, and he says, "Keep an eye out." And as he does, you see the spear go and hit him from behind. He takes 6 points of piercing damage. I would like everyone to roll initiative for me.
Hello.
Torp, you bastard, listen to me.
I got a 19.
Okay.
I got a 15.
Can do math. Hang on.
Alara messages Torp, I told you so.
22. I think I did it. Yep.
It's the underwater pirates.
Oh my god, imagine.
Fish face knows how to throw a spear. Fish stick
what did
Torp.
What did Solara and Seraphina get for initiative?
A 5.
8. Does magic work the same underwater?
Seems to have been working fine so far. As you
Cool.
guys watch the spear
Good answer.
hit and impale Torp, you see as it's yanked back, and it's just kind of free floating in that space. And that's where I'll pick up next week for episode 4.
Cliffhangers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you all for tuning in to episode 3 of the Portent Kast. We're glad to have you. And may the dice guide you to beautiful friendships.